What's a new crew for you? My name is Cassandra. Today I'm sharing with you guys a Sam's Club haul, a small Aldi restock haul, plus we're going to be talking about my budget and what I actually ended up spending for the first month of Pantry Challenge. I know I still have a little bit of time left before the end of the month, but I'm not going back grocery shopping until February for a couple small things, to do another small restock for Pantry Challenge, fresh fruits and dairy. So today is currently the 15th, so we're exactly halfway through the month, but we're going to talk about totals. I did a Sam's Club haul, a Walmart haul, and two Aldi hauls so far this month. That is going to complete my grocery shopping. We're going to talk about what I spent at each store, do the total add up, and just kind of take things from there. First, I want to show you guys the Sam's Club haul that came in, plus give you guys a little bit of a refresh on what I got at the beginning of the month, and then I'll meet up with you guys in a couple minutes. Alrighty, my Sam's Club order just got in. This is everything I got to last throughout Pantry Challenge. Mostly household things, obviously some foods and whatnot. We'll talk about these, but I figured let's just start with household. Obviously, had to get the toilet paper for a large family and also paper towels. Paper towels, I'm going to try to slow down on. I think I've gotten into the habit of using them a little bit more, and I don't want that to happen just because it is expensive. It's not a need. I like to keep them around for like spills or the flu or anything like here around the house that's just like gross. I don't want to use a towel for, like a washcloth or something. I'll break out the paper towels for, so I'm going to try to slow down on those for sure. I don't get these very often, hardly ever at all. I stopped using them for a really long time, but my husband actually asked if I could get these again. He really likes these, specifically this lavender and vanilla bean one for when we are doing bedding and sheets and things. He thinks that it keeps them smelling better, especially when they're storing in the linen closet. So that's fine. I got one of these. I don't go through them very often at all, especially if we're only using them for like sheets and bedding and things. I buy these like once a year, and it just happened to be that I needed them this time. So there we go. I did get a thing of Fabuloso. I don't use this super often. I prefer Pine Sol, but I do like to keep both on hand because sometimes I just like to mix it up a little bit. So I got a thing of Fabuloso. I still have Pine Sol on my long-term storage shelf for cleaning and stuff. Pretty much what you're seeing here is all the cleaning supplies that I do purchase. Everything else I tend to make myself, but I do like to keep disinfectant wipes. Like I said, flu season, cold season, things like that. I don't have to buy these very often either, but here's where that's what I need. I also always do OxyClean in my laundry. My husband's blue collar, my kids' clothes, it doesn't matter, sheets, towels, all of it. I like this odor blast one. It works so well. I highly enjoy it. I will always use this. Right now I don't really feel the need to try to find like a more natural kind of version of this, because I like this so much and I find it works so well. I'm okay with using this. So there's my thoughts on that. Sweeteners throughout Pantry Challenge, 2 things of maple syrup, a thing of honey. We are almost out of like all of our local honey that we purchased, so that's why I got this one. The kids asked for ramen throughout Pantry Challenge. I agreed, so we got the thing of ramen. The kids really like to have this as an occasional thing with like fried eggs and like pulled beef or something. They really like that. But it's also nice to have around for if you have a sore throat or like a cold or something. Obviously there are better things you could be eating if you're sick, but a lot of the times I fall into the camp when my kids are sick, if this is something that they feel like eating, when you don't have a lot of appetite or your stomach's not feeling well, I don't care. Just go ahead and eat what feels good to you. And a lot of the times that's ramen for my little kids, and that's that. All right, heading into some snacky things. My kids, their lunches got pushed back. Like my 5K doesn't eat lunch until like 12:30. That being said, they are allowed to bring a snack every single day that they eat at like 10 or 10:30 or something, but the school is so unbelievably specific on what they want the kids to eat. Like I've sent the kids with homemade snacks before, and then I'll get an email saying that like it wasn't a healthy snack for snack time, or it was too messy or something. And so going back and forth with teachers, they pretty much want these kids to eat pre-packaged things, and that's that. So if I want my kids to have snacks, it has to be prepackaged essentially. So I'm not saying I agree with it, obviously, but that's what they want the kids to have. So these are things for the kids to have to bring with for that snack, because I obviously want them to be able to eat a snack if they're not even eating lunch until like 12:30, 1 o'clock, which is insane to me. But the kids really like these Kind Chewy granola bars, so I got some of these. I got lots of different crackers with different fillings for them. We are also going to try these blueberry and banana breads, 12 of each. We're going to see how the kids like these. This is something that I was making, like blueberry muffins, little banana bread muffins and things, and it seems like sometimes the teacher is fine with it. Sometimes the teacher is annoyed that the muffins make too much of a mess. I don't know. I'm trying to understand, because if I had 20 some kids in my class and it was messy, I can understand that. But at the same time, I don't understand how like a homemade muffin is any less mess or any more messy than like crackers that come out of a package. So I don't know. It also seems like I have 3 kids that are in school full time that need these snacks, and it seems like some teachers are okay with certain things, and I have other kids whose teachers who are not okay with other things. So I don't know. I really wish that they would do what they do for the kindergarten class, which is once a month the parents send in a snack collection and every kid gets the same snack every single day, and it's done. The school takes care of it. You just send it in and you know every kid is eating. I really wish they would just continue with that, because this is kind of a pain, honestly. I get these things because the other thing that the school does allow that I find the teachers don't really complain about too much is fresh fruit for like apples. I've gotten some emails about oranges. They don't really like the oranges because it drips the juice. So like apples and bananas seem to be okay. Carrot sticks seem to be okay, but my kids don't always want those things because they also eat them in their lunches. So I'm also trying to understand that my kids don't want to eat it for snack and then go to lunch in 2 hours and have the same thing in their lunchbox. So we're still trying to figure it out. The other thing I got were juices for the kids. This is for a party that one of my kids is having at school in like 2 weeks. They got signed up for juice boxes, so I'm bringing this. And these I stick aside for lunches for my kids. However, mostly currently they're just doing bottled waters. So these are just like fun things when they want something other than a bottled water. So that is everything I got from Sam's Club. This total came to like $170, $180-ish. Here is what this little fill-in Aldi haul looked like. A couple of salad kits, a couple of things of grapes, some more cherries, a gallon of milk, bananas. My husband wanted this imitation crab meat for a recipe he really wanted to try. I got another 6 pounds of apples. This watermelon was a request. I otherwise would not have gotten a watermelon in the middle of January. This frozen fruit was also a request because I had a sick kid with a sore throat and they wanted more frozen fruit because we have been flying through it. I also got this sugar-free gelato. My husband and I love Aldi's gelato, but because we're also doing carnivore, we're trying to stay away from sugar. So I saw this no sugar added, and I told myself that if they had it at my store, I was going to get some. If you asked me what my favorite ice cream flavor would be, it would be anything peanut butter and chocolate. And if you asked me what my husband's was, it would be anything cookie dough, and that's exactly what they had. So I just went ahead and bit the bullet and got 2 each, even though we are in the middle of Pantry Challenge. I just decided to go ahead and do that. Here is what the original Aldi haul looked like. More apples, more fruits, more cherries, grapes, and a ton of dairy, a whole pile of those little fun cheese wrapped like pepperonis and things. Walmart was more of the same, some household things, more fruits, and some cold and flu items. My biggest haul, which was Walmart, I spent exactly $300. For my Aldi haul, I spent $180. My Sam's Club haul was also $180, plus I spent another $70 for the small fill-in haul for fresh fruits and things from Aldi, which brings my grand total to $730. But plus, if I wanted to add it in the $250 that I get in formula every single month for my 7-month-old, I get that through Subscribe and Save from Amazon because it's just cheaper. That brings me to $980 on a very low month, like trying to spend the least amount that I could for my family of 7. Remember, that also includes our household things like shampoos, conditioners, which I didn't really buy a ton of this month, cleaning supplies, laundry supplies, toilet papers, all of that stuff, which seems bananas. I used to keep a really tight grip on my grocery budget, but since I had Juniper in June of 2024, let go of my grocery budget a lot because I was in that period of readjusting things. I hadn't upped my grocery budget in a very long time, even through like COVID and things. Adding 3 more babies since the last time I upped my grocery budget, plus our household needs are just more, kids are getting older, and things are just more. So over the last 6 months, I really just kind of stopped paying attention to my household budget, my grocery budget, and just getting what we needed and then making up for the difference somewhere else, whether that means we like weren't eating out as much, which we don't really do anyways, or just other areas, just skimping things in other areas to make up for my grocery budget while I was trying to figure things out, because there is an adjustment period, especially because I hadn't done it in like 5 years. So I really just wanted to take my time and figure that out. Plus, I've breastfed most of my babies. It's been a very long time since I've had to buy formula. So $250 a month. Originally, that would have been half of my grocery budget just in formula. So trying to figure out, do I want to separate my grocery budget and my household budgets, have 2 separate budgets for those things, and try to keep things separate, which I think moving forward I might do. That's one of the things I'm trying to figure out during Pantry Challenge. But I was talking to my husband about this, kind of doing a meeting, because I just told him that I felt like it was so high. $980 is so much money. I mean, that's a lot of money for a month-to-month basis. But my husband Googled it to kind of bring me back down to reality, that a family of 4 on average is spending $1,100 a month on just groceries. That doesn't include toiletries and all of the extra things that we're putting in that budget. Diapers, wipes, you know what I mean? Just the extra household items. In reality, my grocery budget would be a lot lower if I did separate those things. So it's still kind of a hard pill to swallow, but being a family of 7, even being, let's just round it up to $900, we're still $200 under the national average, and we're twice the family size essentially, and we're adding in all those household things. So in reality, it's not as bad as it seems, but I think one of my goals moving forward is going to be to try to lower that, just try to get it under control. And also, I think for the month of February, during Pantry Challenge, as I'm trying to rein things in as much as I can, keep my budget as low as possible, I'm also going to keep better track on what's actually groceries and what's actually household. And then I think I might keep a 3rd category for things like that formula, diapers, wipes, and just kind of separate everything out. I'll still buy everything all at once, but just for me to kind of put things in categories a little bit better, to figure out what's what, where I'm actually spending that much money. That way, when I am seeing my grocery price go up a little bit more, I can figure out what category I'm maybe overspending on, or things that I need to just be a little bit more aware of moving forward. So that's how the first month of Pantry Challenge has gone. A huge thing of that is also the fact that my husband and myself have been eating carnivore. My husband's pretty much 100% carnivore, and I've added in some fruits and things. I'm a little bit more lax than he is, but still way more meat-based. I haven't had pasta in months. I haven't had rice in months. Like, way more meat-based. Upon occasion, I will throw in like a vegetable or something, but it is so rare. I'm talking like once or twice a month I'm doing that. That being said, our kids have also just naturally came in on the carnivore train with us, and they're not eating a lot of things that they used to. That being said, I'm not buying as much snack foods, and I'm also not baking as much as I have been in the past, but instead we're buying a ton more fruit. At the beginning of the month, I bought what usually would have lasted my kids at least 3 weeks, like 2 to 3 weeks of fresh fruits and fresh vegetables, and my kids blew through it in like 9 days. So that's why I had to go and spend an extra $70 on fruit. That was just 2 days ago. Let me show you what I have left. This is what I have left of that fruit haul that you guys watched. We got 6 pounds of apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9 apples left, 5 oranges left, and 2 bananas left. And I guarantee you these bananas will be gone by the end of the day. Probably 2 or 3 more of these apples will be gone. So we're just going through a lot of it. I think all of the grapes are gone. And I have about half a bag of cherries left. So we are just in that era of shifting how we're eating a lot. And I think that's going to change how my grocery budget goes, how grocery shopping goes. So I think this all happened at a really good time. A, heading into the new year, but B, also just being pantry challenge. And this is what we're doing this challenge for, is to help rein in the budget, also help fill in any leaks that are happening in the grocery household budget areas, but also just reevaluating what we're actually buying. So overall, the first month of pantry challenge, even though we're technically only 15 days in at the point of filming this, I have already learned so much. I have a lot more goals and a lot more like ideas heading into February, and I'm almost more excited heading into the second month of pantry challenge because I have all these new ideas, all these new things that I want to kind of keep my eye on and look out for. And it's kind of giving me like another wind in my sail to keep going, because sometimes pantry challenge isn't really all that fun. Like, you hit a point in pantry challenge where you're just over it. You feel like it sucks and you just want to go back and buy whatever you want to buy. But it feels good that I am more excited heading into a second month of pantry challenge than I was even in these first, you know, couple weeks of pantry challenge. So I'm excited about that. That being said, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope wherever you guys are, you're having a fantastic day. Let me know down below what you've learned so far during pantry challenge, because this is always such an eye-opening time for all of us and not just me. And I cannot wait to hear from you guys in the comments. Bye.